Hey everybody, back once more for Master Detective Archives Raincode as part of Foley Fables, a series where we play narrative focused games. So, previously, the entire game, because we're moving on to the epilogue. So the last stream we had the big showdown with the big bad. I don't want to go into spoilers just in case you haven't, so I'm going to give you a second, in case you haven't seen it. Okay, so Makoto Kusanagi, CEO of Amaterasu Corp, was behind everything, behind homunculus research. Turns out the big secret of Kanai Word is that they have replaced the entire populace with homunculi, because one of their experiments about homunculi made them all go berserk. Homunculi are effectively clones of other people. They had used a mass blood test thing as cover for collecting DNA of all the people. Used that to create the homunculi. As it turns out, sunlight causes homunculi to go insane. They tore through Kanai Ward, killed everybody. Makoto Kusanagi created the rain machine. That's essentially keeping Kanai Ward permanently under rainfall. That subdued the homunculi. They kept their memories from the cloning stage, but the period for when they were berserk, they had no memory of. So, as far as everyone is concerned in Kanai Word, they are just missing a week, and no one really knows why. They're unaware they're homunculi. Other options, the meat buns that everyone is craving, it's made by human meat. Because homunculi need human meat to survive for some reason. Don't know why you engineered them that way, but here we are. That's created by shipping in prisoners, criminals from the outside world, under the order of the World Detective Organization, that Makoto Kusanagi was somehow able to get under control. So they've been using essentially death row criminals. I don't think there even are that many death row inmates right now in the real world, but I guess in this world, any violent crime puts you on death row. And they were being used as food. Then it later turned out that Makoto Kusanagi himself was a homunculus, only he was a perfected homunculus, did not suffer from the sunlight sensitivity issue, doesn't lose his memory when he dies, and so on. Also turns out he is based on number one of the World Detective Organization, so he is super smart, is why he's able to engineer this whole thing. And then also turns out he's a clone of Yuma, which means Yuma is himself number one of the World Detective Organization. So that was the big reveal. Yuma had forgotten his memories at the beginning of the game. Turns out it was because he was the big head honcho the whole time, and has now learned to work with other people, and this is, the friends we made along the way kind of thing. What really annoyed me about the ending is that we kind of made up with Makoto, and now we're sort of together making a plan to save Kanai Ward and keep it safe and so on. We're glossing over the fact that he fucking turned people into mulch to feed everybody in Kanai Ward, and then he killed all of our friends. Like all of the master detectives we've met over the whole game, who we've befriended, were all murdered in the last stream. Off screen. Didn't actually see them die, we just found their bodies. Maybe. We found their skeleton. Possibly. Like, the unceremonious death thing is pretty... It's almost like a calling card of this particular creative team, where they just aren't precious about their characters in any way. It's just, somewhat refreshing, but also it's a real gut punch when it happens. You expect them to get a sort of heroic send-off or something, and they're just fucking dead off screen. You didn't even know. You just come across their bodies like, when the fuck did they die? Anyway, that's all been sorted now, apparently. So we're gonna jump into the epilogue. We played a tiny bit of the epilogue last stream, because I wasn't sure exactly how much was left. And since I wasn't sure how much was left, I didn't want to overextend myself. We had already been streaming for like 5 hours. And 4 hours is usually my max. I get tired after a while. I'm old, all right? I can't be doing like 6, 8, 7, 8 hour streams. Not often, anyway. So we'll see where this leaves us. Okay, it starts at the beginning. That's fine.
More rain. Same as always. Until recently, I despised this rain. I thought it was just dark and sad. But now I see it differently. It's a gentle rain, protecting us. A strange illusion appears when I look up at it. The rain isn't falling on me, but rather, I am ascending toward it. At least, that's how it feels.
Kind of weird, Kurumi. Kind of weird.
Well,
Should probably check my audio. I keep doing this.
I
I should really check my
suppose that's
audio
enough
before I
sentimental
get
for
started.
today.
But here we are.
time to go shopping.
Okay, epilogue rain code. It's the name of the game.
First, a new raincoat.
Okay, I don't know why we're getting rid of this raincoat, since this is like given to her by her grandfather and she's really taken with her grandfather. You think she'd keep it? Anyway, maybe she's buying it for somebody else. So, what we also know from last stream is Yuma and... Well, one, Yuma's not his real name, but I think he's keeping the name. I also don't think number one had a name in the first place. And also, I don't think he's number one anymore, because he's sort of abdicated that position. And as far as the rest of the world is concerned, number one is dead, because he was hit in that terrorist explosion. I think Yuma's effectively just starting a new life. Anyway, his pact with Shinigami has ended. It was partially the reason he was able to escape the Mystery Labyrinth. Required him to end his pact with Shinigami. It fucking sucks. She's like the best part of the game. Anyway, I think they'll have a sneaky way to get that back, maybe. Hopefully.
Hi, Kurumi. I've got your order right here.
Hey, Doug.
Ta-da! Amaterasu Corporation's brand spanking new raincoat. It'll easily block out both rain and sunlight.
Thank you.
Wow. Amaterasu sure has changed. They're even making products for us now. Just a bit ago, they mainly exported stuff, so we never knew what they were making. But Mr. Makoto taking the helm of both Amaterasu and Kanai Ward really changed things.
Yeah, that's true.
It's nice to have a local business invested in our town's interests. Of course, I hope they keep exporting goods so that more money comes into Kanai Ward.
Nice.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Makoto can handle it.
You got that right. Glory to the future of Kanai Ward.
Yeah, you've got an immortal
By the way,
psychopath
what's with the heavy bag?
leading the
You
world.
going somewhere?
Yeah, something like that.
I see. Well, take care. Good rain to you.
It rained, you.
Likewise. Good rain to you too.
Okay, so this has become a phrase.
Next on the shopping list is... Right, body cream.
Oh, is she trying to leave Kanai Ward? Interesting. Is this a different coat? Can't get close into her. Doesn't the coat norm? Oh no, it does. I thought this was a lemon. It's not, it's an apple. Like, it's meant to be an apple. On her shoulder. It looks like a lemon from far away.
Yeah.
Doya District is undergoing major repair. The water's being drained and buildings are being reconstructed. Former Resistance members are helping in the effort to rebuild Doya District 2. Wait, I read that wrong. Anyway. Okay, so I guess she's trying to go somewhere. She's getting body cream to also block out the sun. They really are going full vampire now. Stairs. Where? The men's restroom. Not even an informant like myself has any business going in there. I doubt anyone's heading into the wrong restroom just for the sake of gathering info. You never know. might. No, not that way. That way is not useful to us. This way?
Come on!
I wonder why people do graffiti. This sort of talent, they should draw somewhere appropriate. I mean, it's a blank canvas, just make it look nice. Fucking white tile, it's not gonna look right. Or I mean, well, boring. My point.
Excuse me, do you have the body cream I ordered?
Ah, of course. Here you go. Specialized body cream that'll protect you from harmful sunlight. It's perfect for us homunculi. It's perfect for us homunculi. I can't believe I'm getting used to saying that.
I never would have imagined. Oh well, that's life.
Ah, it was all so sudden. That day, Mr. Makoto startled all of us in Kanai Ward with that emergency broadcast.
Okay, but how much of it did he
Seeing his
say?
face behind the mask was surprising enough. Who could have guessed we were all monstrous homunculi?
We're not monsters. We're just a little bit different from regular people.
You eat
Right.
people.
That's what Mr. Makoto said. Still, it's hard to accept it. And I'm not talking just about myself here. Everyone feels the same way.
For now, I think we should just take it slow. If we can accept things slowly, we can live our lives with more hope.
Right. We're immortal, after all. We've got plenty of time. Besides, we all made the decision together. After we voted on the referendum, we chose to follow Mr. Makoto.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
I'm glad you're telling me
Like
this,
he
like I
said,
wouldn't know this.
we need to take it slow and live with hope.
Yeah, I think that's right. Okie dokie. Next is...
Shit ton of meat buns.
Right! I need to buy a map!
A map. Okay, where are you gonna get your nutrition from, Kurumi? You need, as we've discovered, you need human flesh to live. Not just blood. Like blood you could possibly get away with, you know, vampire, take the small sips and so on. Can't just give flesh to people. Doesn't regrow fast enough.
Since then, the people in town have stopped eating meat buns.
Okay, there go the meat buns.
No one wants them anymore, now that we know what they're made of. I think that's a natural response. Our bodies may be artificial, but our hearts are still human.
What do you eat now?
Uh,
Since nobody eats them anymore, the meat bun places have closed down. Wonder if a new store is going to open up. Okay. Like, I wonder if they do the thing that I said they should have done, which was figure out what exactly it is about human flesh that works for them and just make a synthetic version. There must be a way to do it. And since they have Magic Amaterasu Corp, I'm sure they did figure out a way to do it.
that's great!
There's a greater variety of books compared to before. Amaterasu Corporation must have been keeping a tight grip over what was made available. There's no need to be afraid of them anymore. People can deal in anything they like now.
Excuse me?
Hey, old man.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry. How can I help?
Map me up.
Do you have what I ordered?
The map, right? You want the world map.
The map of the world.
Yes, that's right.
Now that Kanai Ward is no longer isolated, I can order books from around the world. I'm so giddy about it that I can't help but read every one.
It's gonna take you.
understand.
I mean, they're immortal. I
It's
suppose he
been a
could
while
read all of
since
them.
we were able to interact with anyone outside of the city.
There have been a lot of problems, but Mr. Makoto is handling the negotiations. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
It will be. Of course.
Mr. Makoto is so amazing. Even if it was decided by the referendum, he quickly ended our isolation and promised to negotiate with the unified government as well.
Guess this is one way to do the exposition.
Although he did say it was his way of atoning. He was ready to turn himself in, but we stopped him from doing so with that referendum. Honestly, he doesn't have to force himself to work so hard. It'd be awful if he ever collapsed from it all. Oh, but maybe homunculi don't get tired? I'm not sure myself.
You are a homunculi. Do
Whatever
you get
the
tired?
case, he better not overwork himself. He is Kanai Ward's leader, and leader of us homunculi.
You got that right. The coexistence between humanity and homunculi has just begun.
Okay. Does the rest of the
Anyway,
world know
that
about
world
them?
map. What made you want to get it?
Oh, no reason.
It's a secret. Sorry. It involves a high school girl's crush.
A crush, huh?
So the next up should be the last one.
Food.
I must have my precious multi-pack of instant ramen.
Okay. Does the instant ramen now have human flesh in it? I mean, I think it already did. Some of it's been very chewy.
All the meat bun shops vanished from town, but ramen shops popped up in their place.
Okay.
Oh, Kurumi!
Hey, it's this guy.
You look busy.
It's the real Yuma.
I sure am, but busy is great for business. I need to go inspect the grand openings for our 3 brand new locations.
In a strange twist of fate, he appeared in Kanai Ward using his passion for cooking to develop ramen. Ultimately, he turned that ramen into something with all the nutrients a homunculus would need.
Ow. How did he do this?
And of course, it's super yummy, says everyone.
Is there human flesh in it?
Can be such an enigma. Although I originally made a contract with him, I ended up following him here out of guilt. This city was a shock to my system at first, but I was able to open up the ramen shop of my dreams. So I think coming here was the right call. Seriously though, fate can be so strange.
Yes, I think so too. Oh, that's right. May I please have a multi-pack of instant ramen? For now, I need about a month's supply.
That's quite a multi-pack.
A month? Sure thing, but why do you need so much?
No reason.
It's a secret.
Definitely not planning on leaving the city.
Thank you. You want to get a bite to eat while you're here?
No, I'm okay for today.
All right then. Well, good rain to you.
Yeah, good rain to you too.
I don't know what's gonna happen to him though. He's not
That's it for
a
the shopping.
homunculus.
I've safely completed all my preparations. I should head to the Nocturnal Detective Agency. I better hurry or I won't make it in time.
Okay. Who's in the... Okay. So... We're led to believe that all of the Master Detectives are dead. And Chief Yako was a homunculus, or is a homunculus, but he also has died. And as a defective homunculus, that means he's lost his memory. And has effectively become a zombie. So... Who the fuck is at the Nocturnal Detective Agency? Basically just Yuma. Unless, you know, it was a trick and actually the Master Detectives are all still alive. That doesn't feel like a... It doesn't feel like a Spike Chunsoft thing that they would do. Developer. They don't usually have the nice happy endings. Not usually. They can change, of course. They usually don't. don't think any Danganronpa game ends. They're alive. The fuck. They're supposed to be dead.
Let's get going.
Can't believe we're saying goodbye to this place. After all is said and done, I'm gonna miss it.
We have shared many memories here.
Well, Vivia's not here.
But departure is just the start of a new adventure. Be sure not to forget anything before we set sail.
Hey, Princess! Your suitcase? You've already forgotten something.
Oh, so true. Hey everyone! You're all still here! I'm glad I made it in time.
Where's Vivia?
Kurumi! You came to see us off? Where are the others? Are any of my fans with you?
Yep,
No,
all your fans are with me.
Huh? Oh, maybe they were too shy to come along.
Yeah, let's go with that. Where's Vivia?
Where's Vivia?
Of course.
Vivia? What are you doing?
Hey, Kurumi.
I can get some sleep in here.
I figured if I stayed inside a suitcase, someone would carry me. Long trips are exhausting. All journeys can be life-threatening. There is no peace or quiet.
Okay, Vivia, but you're gonna get churned up in like the baggage claim.
You never change, Vivia.
Alright, so they did cop out and have them not all be dead. What's the explanation then? Was it just Makoto fucking with us?
Wow. You all really are leaving, huh?
After that incident, we stayed at the agency to monitor what would happen. But our work here is done. The city will be fine.
Yeah, it's time we stepped off the stage. A bunch of detectives just sticking around isn't a great look.
That's not true. Detectives are heroes to me.
Kanai Ward is free. If you ever need us, we shall fly to your aid.
That's somehow I don't think Vivia
spoken
includes
to Makoto
himself
as
in this
well.
wee part.
If Kanai Ward ever needs detectives, he can call us anytime. Halara Nightmare will be at his service. Obviously, I don't work for cheap.
You guys are just okay with
So,
him faking your
where will you
deaths
go now?
or whatever he did.
For now, we're heading back to WDO headquarters. We don't know what'll happen after that. I'm sure we'll be dispatched to some other job. The World Detective Organization can be such slave drivers.
I thought WDO headquarters was bombed in that terrorist attack.
Only the top couple of floors.
Come on, how many times do I have to explain it to you? The explosion footage we saw was all a sham.
Oh, for God's sake, how much of it was all fake?
Sham. So it never really happened? Why would anyone do such a thing? For what purpose?
It was all done by Makoto. It wasn't the only thing he fabricated. He made it look like we died too. He prepared clothes identical to our outfits, and also found skeletons similar to our body types.
He just found skeletons.
Yeah, I thought everyone was dead.
I can't believe you got duped like that, Kurumi. Nothing can kill us.
I don't know. I mean, I was
There were letters
dubious
written
about
by
Halara
everyone.
managing to
And I
survive.
was told it looked like your handwriting.
Halara definitely
I
would not
hear
have
that
been
was
killed.
thanks to Makoto's coalescence. Fortes are indeed formidable.
I would expect nothing less of number one's homunculus.
Homunculus?
Why don't you get it? How many times do I have to explain everything?
At least one more.
My apologies. My mind has been in a haze ever since we inhaled that white smoke.
It's like 2 months ago or something.
Do you even know how long ago that was?
After you were knocked out, you all woke up on the top floor of Kanai Tower, right?
Yeah, it was Makoto's room. We were trapped in there.
Okay, so they weren't ever
While
in
we were
the
locked
restricted
up.
area.
The final battle took place.
Kurumi, you were there, right?
Yes. but only for half of it, really.
To think this was all for the final showdown. It was nothing but a ploy by Makoto to lure Yuma here, who took the lead role.
Jeez. It's all so unbelievable.
Then again, almost everything in this city is too.
Yet, what I still struggle to comprehend is that Yuma was #1 of the WDO.
Right. Even I didn't realize it.
Well, to be fair, even he didn't
Who would have
realize
thought
this.
my man is the top detective of the WDO?
Former top detective. He already left the organization.
It is such a waste for him to simply discard his position as #1.
His letter of resignation was submitted before he lost his memories.
Ah.
He had hoped that by quitting, he could bring change to the organization. In this new era, a detective must follow their own creed to solve each case.
He took the first steps to make that reality happen. I think it's commendable. Maybe I should quit too. Work as a detective is getting more and more exhausting.
Yeah, but you won't actually solve anything.
You were so quick to call it quits.
But where did Yuma, I mean the former #1, go?
I think it's fine to call him Yuma. It feels better that way.
He vanished without a word. I have no idea where he could be.
Sure, Kurumi does. Gonna go meet him there.
Kurumi, I'm sure you're worried too.
Huh? I'm not sure if worried is exactly the right word.
Are they not gonna take the submarine to go wherever it is they're going?
There's something I want to say to everyone.
You're going to find him, right?
Huh?
It doesn't take a detective to notice the giant backpack you're carrying.
Kurumi, are you really going to try to find Yuma?
Do you know where he went?
You still want to go?
I haven't said goodbye yet. Actually, I refuse to say goodbye. I had a lot of fun spending time with Yuma. I've always admired detectives, and investigating with one was like a dream come true. That's why I want to be with him. Even if he's different now, Yuma will always be Yuma.
Come on. If you're gonna confess you love him, just tell him.
Huh? No! That's not what I meant!
Yes, it is. Do it.
Besides, I've always wanted to take a trip. It's why I got permission from Mr. Makoto to travel. It'll be fine. I'm sure I can find him. Never underestimate my abilities as an informant. Right. I believe you can do it, Kurumi.
A master detective and former #1 of the WDO. And a homunculus informant. Yeah, I think you two would make a great team.
Well, come on, we should get going already. Since he quit, the WDO is in a state of chaos. #1's position is still vacant. An election to decide the next #1 will be held among the detectives soon. We need to hurry home.
Maybe I'll nominate myself. Hey, why are you sighing?
Because I'm no way she's gonna vote
If
for
you
you.
find Yuma, give him my regards. Also, tell him I'm still waiting for him to pay up.
Oh, yeah, she's still alive. That means you're still in debt to her. Several million something, whatever the currency was.
Bye, Halara! I'll see you again soon!
Kurumi, if you ever decide to ditch Yuma for me, When you do, I hope you'll introduce me to your friends too. And even your friends' friends.
Shit.
See ya. Bye, Kurumi! Let's meet again in our dreams.
Thanks for everything, Tetsuhiko.
How does he get up the stairs with that bag?
It is so hard to say farewell, but all adventures involve such partings. Well then, I must continue my own adventure. Please take care of yourself, Kurumi.
How's
And of course, I must thank the chief as well.
How is Vivia gonna get out of here? Gonna have to get out of the bag.
With all my heart. Farewell, everyone. Fubuki, I hope to see you somewhere out there in the world.
Yeah, okay, he got out.
Damn. No one's gonna carry me. Great. Walking is way too much effort.
And like, roll all the way there.
It was rather comfortable in there. I know this may sound like a bad joke, given what you are, but I want to die someday.
Please take care, Vivia. Everyone is gone. Yuma, I won't give up. Okay. I better get going too. Chief Yako, thank you so much. I met so many people and learned an important truth. It's all thanks to this detective agency. I'm really, truly grateful.
They haven't still answered if the rest of the world knows.
Dear Kurumi, I'm sorry for suddenly disappearing on you. I thought I should take a little trip. From here on out, I intend to travel the world. There are still cities everywhere in need of detectives. I want to eradicate all unsolved mysteries from this world and bring happiness to everyone. So, I have to go. This is my dream. And also, an important promise I made to someone.
She has the book.
In the meantime, I want you to hold on to this book for me. Someday, once I'm finished, I'll come back for it.
Someday, he says. I may be immortal, but I'm not that patient.
I thought he was supposed to forget all about Megami and the Mystery Labyrinth. What have you? If I do play this again, I actually do want to pay attention if Zilch is ever beside a window, because he's meant to be a homunculus. Credits? Sounds like it. Okay. I could probably have done that in the last stream. Here we are. Alright. Most of my issues with it were kind of resolved there, even though it was a bit of a cop-out, really. I think maybe they felt that they had to clean up Makoto's image at the end if he was supposed to still be a good guy by the end of it. It doesn't really gloss over the part that he brought in death row inmates, turned them up into food, and fed them to the populace. Like, he did do that. He still has done that. Kind of feel like he should be in prison for that. But the other things, killing the master detectives, as it turns out, he didn't. He did kidnap them, which, you know, not exactly legal, but also he didn't kill them. Yomi is responsible for the other master detectives who were killed at the beginning of the game, so that's not really on Makoto. Getting Chief Yako... I mean, Chief Yako didn't have to hire the hitman, he didn't have to go through with the plan to kill Dr. Wesker and so on. Makoto put all the tools at his disposal, but he's still the one who agreed to do it, so you can't really blame him for that one. There's still plenty you can't blame him for. Anyway, I think it was still a pretty good game overall. It's a bit verbose. You know, it's kind of the... You know, it's sort of the visual novel game thing where they say things, they say the same thing 3 times, kind of, you know, multiple times and calling back to stuff, and often you're kind of ahead of the game. I never know if I want to be shocked or be surprised in detective games, or if I feel like I would prefer to have figured the thing out before I get there. I'm never really sure where I come down on that. I think I have a natural inclination to just try to solve it quickly. You know, try to see where they're going with it, and I kind of wouldn't necessarily say I study story architecture or whatever, but I kind of like to see how people do their stories and how they lead the player or the viewer or the reader or whatever down one way, and then kind of, you know, pull a twist on them and that kind of thing. I kind of like to see it and kind of guess when it's coming, when it feels like it's coming, and so on. I feel like I end up spoiling things for myself when I do that. Anyway, as I said, overall, I quite liked it. I think the way that I played it on stream makes it feel like it's longer than it really is. Now, it is still a long game, but it's probably not as long as it felt like. Like, we've been playing this since last year, kind of. So it's stretched over like 5 months, I think. There's no way it would have taken you 5 months to finish this if you know, played it in one go, kind of thing. Kind of like Danganronpa, I suppose. The Danganronpa games feel like they're really long, but they're actually not. And you kind of, if you actually time yourself playing them, they're not actually as long as they feel. I think it really does just come down to the anime visual novel thing of that. I guess it's a Japanese thing where they repeat themselves. It's kind of like a framing thing or an emphasis thing, or maybe they feel that people don't have good attention spans or something, I don't know. I also feel that the way they split it up, like a lot of the chapters, a lot of the cases did have a bit of a formula to them. You know, there was setup, and there was the murder, then there's the investigation, then there's the mystery labyrinth. You know, there's almost a formula to it, a beat to it. It kind of messed with that in the last chapter, which I quite liked, because, you know, they establish a formula first, and you get to the point where you're like, okay, this is how it works, and then they go, nope. You know, like, I think they picked a good time to do it. I do feel like it could have done with one extra chapter, because I did think that the homunculus stuff, they crammed a lot into the last chapter. Like, there's a lot of plot threads that all get done right at the end. I think some plot threads could have been tied up in, like, a nebulous chapter 4.5 or whatever. You know, the part about everybody's a homunculus, that could be done in... Or, sorry, everyone's eating human flesh. You know, that could be one chapter thing. And then go, this is why they have to eat it, because they're all homunculus. Like, that would be a good way to do it. Okay. Sequel?
Somebody stop him! Has anyone seen my daughter? Please! I need information!
We did it, boss!
Is this Detroit? Somebody missing? Me?
There's a murder investigation over there. Seriously? Again?
That's a lot of people getting killed here.
All right.
Okay, teasing there, possible. Maybe teasing a possible sequel, maybe just teasing DLC. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure they're done with their DLC now. Maybe it was planned to be DLC, I don't know. They have done like a 4-pack. It's meant to be like a case per the new, like the Master Detectives, the main ones. But as I was talking about it before, they're just kind of skits. You know, they're quite short, not very involved. There's not a whole lot of content to them, so it kind of didn't really feel like they were worth streaming. Other stuff we didn't get to in the stream, so there were like statues and medals and stuff we were picking up along the way, and I never really went into them. I went into them like once or twice. They are also meant to be like asides, like kind of again skits with the different Master Detectives. I haven't actually watched the vast majority of those, and kind of the reason is that I knew I had missed a load of them. So if I ever do go back to this, if it's ever ported to PC, PlayStation, maybe something like that, I might go back and check them out again. And the story is like, it's fun, you know? Now that I know the twists are things for me to look out for and that kind of thing, I'd be interested to see how well it holds up. You know, how well, what's the word? You know, how cohesive the whole thing is. And like, if you knew, could you have spotted things like in every scene? Is there stuff that you could see that's like, oh, that's why they're doing that? Oh, you know, I quite like that. If a story is able to do that, and it isn't just like there's a twist at the end that doesn't really hold up on second viewings, or like it introduces more plot holes or stuff like that, that's kind of shit. But I think it's really good when it just adds more the next time you view it. You know, yes, you're now aware of the twist and you know where the story's going, but you can also now see different things in the scenes that you wouldn't necessarily have been looking out. And if it does that, great. Kind of hopefully it will. Like, there's a reason the Danganronpa series is quite liked. It's because of this kind of thing. They are very careful about their story. They're not very precious with their characters, but they're precious with the story structure. And how twists are played out and how they're delivered and when they're delivered and that kind of thing. I think it holds up in Raincoat as well. Yes, it's a bit verbose and it's a bit long, and the spans between the visual novel bits and the gameplay bits are a bit too far. You know, getting to the Mystery Labyrinth, I kind of feel like maybe dipping in and out of it might have been better, just from a gameplay standpoint, because you wouldn't have so much exposition, and you know, because it's a lot of the cases are front loaded with visual novel. You know, you're just going from place to place talking to people. There's not a ton of gameplay there, and it is at the end of the day a video game. So a lot of the cases end up having all of the gameplay at the end. I think some idea of having a mix, you know, maybe dipping in and out, maybe adding some more gameplay elements for the outside of the Mystery Labyrinth parts could also work. If they do get a sequel, I hope they do, to be honest. And it does look like they're setting up a a series. You know, it's Master Detective Archives Rain Code. You know, Rain Code feels like it would be tied pretty heavily to Kanai Ward's story. So the next one will be Master Detective Archives Detroit, I guess. That's what they're going for, the next one. Yeah, I didn't recognize the character who was missing. I don't think they're referenced in this story or anything like that, so either they were setting it up for DLC that isn't happening, or they're teasing a sequel that might be happening. Or they're just like, yeah, this is what Yuma's doing now. Again, that could also be fine. I don't know why Yuma was still wearing his rain gear, though. It wasn't raining there. He didn't need it. He didn't have a different character model for him, I guess. Anyway, that's it from us for Rain Code. As I said, I figured it would be a short stream, but I did think it would be a little bit longer. Anyway, so taking Rain Code's place, as I said during the weekly news recap and the channel update, Alone in the Dark 2024, the newest one, that will be taking Rain Code's place. Also still streaming Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden and Stasis Bone Totem. Stasis Bone Totem will probably be finishing up this week. And then nothing will replace that, because I want to get Banishers done before I start a new game after that. So we're going to finish Alone in the Dark 2024, we'll finish Banishers Ghosts of New Eden, and then to replace those two, probably Final Fantasy IV. I'll go back to my Final Fantasy playthroughs that I'm doing, so I am working my way through all of the Final Fantasy series slowly. I'm doing the same thing for the Resident Evil series, but I am going to be alternating them from now on. So it's going to be Final Fantasy IV, the next Resi, the next Final Fantasy, the next Resi, the next one, and so on. And then for whatever replaces them. So if Banishers finishes first, Final Fantasy IV will replace that. If Alone in the Dark finishes first, Final Fantasy IV will replace that. But as for the other game, I haven't decided yet. It will probably be a Foley Fable, because I do like to have at least one mostly story-based thing going, because it's a nice change of pace, I feel like. But I haven't decided what it'll be yet. Something short, I think, because it's part 12 for this now, and these streams were all much longer than I usually stream for, so it would have realistically it would have been 20 parts, I think. We really broke it up. If we broke it up to what I usually do, which is about 2.5, 3 hour streams. But if you look at the Master Detective Archives streams, they're all 4 hours ish. I think there's only one of them that's less than 4 hours. So, the Switch really doesn't like you not doing anything for a while. Right. Anyway, that's it from me for today. I will be back on Tuesday with Banishers. I'm going to try to get through some more of that side content so we can at least just focus on the main quest when we get back. Anyway, as for Keep Me Company, if you want to catch up on the rest of the Rain Code, it's all spoiled for you now anyway, but if you have somehow gotten here without being spoiled, which would be very surprising, the VODs for all of them is over on YouTube, youtube.com/DoomTrain5, as well as the VODs for Banishers and Stasis and Alone in the Dark. When we get started on that, that's where the VODs will be. If you want to watch it live, twitch.tv/DoomTrain5. Appreciate you dropping into chat and just hanging out with me. You know, keep me company. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Have a good rest of your evening. And I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.